Times reported over the weekend. Trump administration officials apparently telling Harvard that the letter of demands was sent without authorization. But why, if it was a mistake, follow that with the funding freeze? They've started investigation of Harvard's operation, also threatened its tax-exempt status. As M. Gesson notes in the New York Times, President Trump is taking a page out of a Soviet-style playbook. The pretext that the administration is using having to do with DEI and anti-Semitism. The real reasons, I think, are anti-intellectualism and greed, and the fact that Trump is building a mafia state. What do you think is motivating them?
Well, I agree with my colleague completely. But I think it's really important to note that although it's hard to tell exactly what happened with this ridiculous walkback, the idea that this letter full of ludicrous, blatantly unconstitutional demands, which with 3 signatures was sent by accident, but the fact that they're claiming that it's sent by accident, I think represents a kind of a walk back. It represents a sense that they went too far, that they overreached. And you only get there because Harvard stood up, because suddenly Harvard was getting all of this good publicity for being a champion of academic freedom, for being, you know, for kind of not caving like Columbia. And I think it's important to contrast Harvard and Columbia. Columbia capitulated completely. Did they get their funding restored? No. And so I think that there is the road of capitulation. It's not just, you know, sort of morally treacherous. It's not going to work because this is an administration that what they want is total ideological domination of these universities. If these universities want to exist in a form that is at all true to their missions, they have no choice but to fight.
Yeah, Dr. Wande, I wonder what you make of the comparison between Columbia and Harvard.
Yeah, I think Michelle's exactly right, that the Columbia decided to follow through on some of the restrictions on staffing and hiring. You know, the demands on Harvard went even further and required governmental review of hiring and of admissions decisions, and going on from there to ask for ensuring viewpoint diversity at the department level all the way down to the unit level, and having to review you know, all the people across the university. So Columbia gave in to some of these demands. They even fired their president, and still the funding did not get turned on. The demands increased, and so Harvard recognized that this was what the only path forward.
I just want to know what viewpoint diversity on something like climate is, right? I mean, in general, it's a preposterous notion, but as applied to the sciences, it becomes particularly